Hello, this is Joshua for Frost Dragon Designs, and today I'd like to talk to you about my Pharmacy Cat Hard Enamel pin. This pin is part of my More Cats Doing Science collection. The More Cats Doing Science pin collection features more than 35 designs of cats doing science and science-adjacent activities. Now let's get into the design. So the Pharmacy Cat was really an interesting one for me because, when I hear pharmacist, I have a pretty good understanding of what is a pharmacist. They're the people who work at the places where I go and get, prescription medications. You go to the doctor, they write a prescription, you go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist or pharmaceutical assistant has, filled that prescription and you pick it up. But what do they do on a day-to-day basis? I have no idea. I had no idea. I have a little bit of a better idea now. But that's just something interesting that's happened over the course of this project is that, there are these professions that I kind of have a vague idea of what they do. And then because of wanting to make the pin design as accurate as I can, I get a better idea of what they do. Now, this particular design, the kitty is using a pill counter. He's measuring out the correct number of pills for a particular prescription. This would, I think, probably is a task that gets done by pharmaceutical assistants, not lead pharmacists. But I think in a smaller shop type place, the pharmacist might partake in this particular task as well. And either way, I think this one visually reads pharmacist to a lot of people. It's probably very clear what's happening here. There's a large pill bottle that the pharmacy stores the pills in. The blue thing that they're working on is a counter. They're, sliding the pills into the little dish tray area. And then, of course, I think that the orange pill bottle is fairly ubiquitous around the United States, if not around the world. I don't know, if in Canada or the UK they use orange pill bottles, but I know that is the prevailing color of a pharmacy pill bottle in the United States. So I think that this is fairly iconic for a pharmacist in that regard. Now, this is also one of the designs where I consulted someone who works in a pharmacy about the design itself. They had suggested the pestle and mortar might make a little more sense because that might be something that a pharmacist is actually using, which I thought was interesting because I didn't realize that a pestle and mortar were still something that was used actively in a pharmacy. But apparently for when they're making compounds of different medications, I think that's whether you combine multiple medications, maybe using those in an ointment or something. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but my understanding is that pestle and mortars are still very actively used in pharmacies. And I just thought that was neat because that was not something that I had initially realized. Of course, by the time they made that suggestion, I was already a good ways done this design because I sought their feedback on a partially finished design, not, hey, what are some ideas? But I do have Pestle and Mortar Pharmacy Cat on my big list of potential future pins now. This design itself was actually a fairly technical design to work on. In some of this video, you can see kind of in the upper left, I've got a reference photo of a pill counter. I think I took that picture off of probably an Amazon listing or something. They come in different colors and they vary a little bit in their shape and that sort of thing. But that's the general look of a pill counter. I mean, you pour out the pills onto the large tray and then you use the spatula to slide them into that little trough. And then you close the clear plastic part over it and you can pour from that trough into the prescription bottle. And then the other side of the tray has a spot that you can pour out the excess, the ones that you didn't need when you were doing the count. It's actually a fairly ingenious little simple device. Seems to get the job done pretty well, and I think that's kind of neat. But something that's funny about this pin design is that the scale is completely off, if you think about it. The cat is almost the same size as the pill bottle, so that makes no sense, but except for the fact that it makes for a very fun pin design because, the cat is using the spatula, and it's almost like a hockey stick or a golf club, And so I think it's kind of fun from that perspective because, you know, these pins, I try to be as accurate as possible in the designs regarding, is this something that's related to, you know, the field that I'm trying to portray? Are they using it in a realistic way? But proportion and size, I don't care about. You know, I mean, the computer science cat, you know, that would, if it's a regular sized cat, that would be a very tiny computer. If it's a regular sized cat, these are gigantic pills in a gigantic pill bottle. Who would these be for? A giant? Like, so scale doesn't really matter to me from a design standpoint, just because I understand and you understand that these are illustrations. They're for fun. They're to represent a field of study and, you know, just to be fun. I don't know. I just find that amusing that pretty much the only aspect of it that I don't really care about at all is size and scale. Like, I'll make things whatever size and scale makes the most sense to have the pin be a cute, fun representation. And, you know, in this case, it just made way more sense to have all of the pharmacy set pieces be big enough to read well from a distance, as well as the cat. And I mean, that's really the point. If we had them scaled down, you know, it wouldn't be as fun of a pin design. You wouldn't be able to see what they were doing. You wouldn't really know what the pin was about. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching me design this pin. I hope you enjoyed the pin itself. If you did, please go ahead, like, and subscribe. I try to release 1 to 2 new videos a week, and I would love to have you along for the next one. So thank you so much again for your time, and have a great rest of your day.